Not arrange your beats properly can cost you placements or even ruin your chances of artists and producers not using them. In today's video I'm going to show you how to fix that and arrange your beats and samples so they actually get used. So let's jump right into it. But first of all, why should you listen to me? Well, I send out daily samples all arranged the same way and it led to countless collaborations. But trust me, I've learned the hard way. There are plenty of times I embarrassed myself because the rapper couldn't vibe with one of my beats. The arrangement was either too confusing or overly complex. The worst part, nobody's gonna tell you your arrangement is bad. They're just gonna move on to the next beat. So let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. So first, let's talk about the beat arrangement and afterwards the sample arrangement. But keep watching to the end because there are gonna be some gems in there that I don't see many people talk about. And it's gonna increase your likelihood of someone using your samples. So first, let's clear things up. Your beat is not a finished song. Your job is to lay down the foundation so that the artist or engineer can tweak it to fit the song. Overcomplicating the arrangement with beat cuts and switches is necessary. The most effective structure I've seen so far is 10 to 50 seconds intro, 20 to 40 seconds hook, 15 seconds to 1 minute verse, and then repeat. So keep it simple. Start with the hook right away to grab attention, especially when you're selling beats, because if the drop takes too long, the artist will skip your beat. So let me show you one example. So here's a soulful Drake type beat I made in one of my last video. You can watch it right here or there. And even without looking at it, you can already see or at least recognize the main structure right here. So we have the intro, and we have the drums part right here. We don't know if it's the hook or the verse. Then we have another drum part right here, and then everything repeats like so. As you can hear, this part right here was the intro, then we got the drop intended for the hook, and then right here I have the verse incoming, and then I come back to the intro, hook and outro. So now let's check the timing of it. 10 seconds intro, then we got around 20 seconds of hook because it starts at 12:25, so around 20 seconds. We got 36 to 1 minute, around 50 seconds of verse. Notice how the arrangement of this beat is very simple and clean. So keep it simple, especially with the arrangement. Have some clear structures, use some transition sounds the listener can hear when you're part of the beats coming in, and that's it. So just study the market. Most of the beats on BeatStars and YouTube follow the same guidelines. So now let's talk about sample arrangement, because you kind of need a different mindset on this. So you have to think like a producer who will use your sample. So the goal is to make it catchy at the beginning to grab the attention, and then keep the layers clean and organized so the producer can easily mix and rearrange them. Let me show you an example. Here's a sample for one of my latest loop kit called Midnight. And here's how I arrange the sample. So first of all, I have different sections right here. So I have the first section, the second section, the third section, and the fourth section. And afterwards, at the end, I got the stems right here. So when arranging your samples, you need to think of different sections that the producer can use, cut, and loop. So it's really easy for the producer to just take this part and take this part and then loop this part over all the time. The second thing you need to keep in mind is the intro. So the intro of the sample needs to be very attention grabbing and catchy. Because if the producer is listening to a sample and it isn't attention grabbing or catchy right off the bat, he'll probably skip your sample. So a good guideline right here is to make a really catchy and attention grabbing part at the beginning. So for me, it's the bass, the guitar, the vocals and everything together, and then slow it down afterwards. And finally, stem out your sample at the end, please. It happens quite a lot that a producer likes a sample, wants to use it, but it's mixed badly, or he just wants to rearrange it and the stems aren't included. So just make it a habit to make different sections and stem out the loop at the end. And I'm going to show you how you stem it out. So when you just stem it out the normal way, so leave a quite good amount of space in between so it is very clear where the new sound is coming in. So I always leave 4 bars in between my sounds, but if you want you can also just go for 8 bars all the time. It doesn't really matter as long as it is consistent. So for you it's very clear when a new sound is coming in and when another sound stops playing, okay? But you have to imagine that producer is going to receive your sample like this. So now it isn't really clear anymore until when the sound keeps playing. Imagine right here. So do I cut it right here? Do I cut it right here? Here it is really obvious. But for example, here it isn't. Should I cut here? Should I cut here? Should I cut here? It isn't so obvious anymore. So to make it really obvious when a sound is finished and when new sounds come in, just put a hi-hat in between of them. Like just grab a simple hi-hat, it doesn't care which one, and just put it in between all of the stems, always at the same spacing. If the spacing is 4 bars, then I put, and every 2 bar I put a hi-hat, like so, just like that. And now when someone gets the sample, it looks like this. So now they really just need to know, okay, I cut here, I cut there, I cut here, I cut there, because the spacing is always the same. And now everything is perfectly aligned and on time. Now the producer can just rearrange it as he wants. And if you want an even higher chance of producers using your samples, just give them the bass midis included. After you made your bass line, you just go into the piano roll, go to the top left arrow right here into file and export as MIDI file. Then you just gonna name it like so, bass MIDI, and then the name, in this case is found it, the key and the BPM, in this case is 166 BPM in D minor, and then you export it. And now you got a file like this, and when you send out your sample, you send it out as an MP3 and you just include your bass MIDI. It takes literally no space to sending it out, and for the beatmaker or the producer, he just needs to drag and drop the MIDI file and he exactly knows where to put the 808. It's much easier that way. So quick gem for you guys, when you send out samples, give them the bass MIDI as well. And that's it, that you arrange your beats and samples the right way so that producers and artists actually use them. So make sure to smash that like button if you learned something new, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos, and comment down below if you ever embarrassed yourself in a studio session like me because of the arrangement. Thanks for watching, and let's see each other in the next one. Bye.